You're watching The Real Fishing Show with Bob Azumi.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, you might have got into trouble now. He's mad.
Life is good. Hey, came down here to southern Louisiana for a couple of days of fishing, but the wind is up. We're down here in Port Couchant, which is in southern Louisiana, just off the Gulf of Mexico. And I'm at my friend's place, Gary and Beverly Yamamoto's. Gary's in between tournaments. He had a couple of days of downtime, so he said, come on down, let's catch some of those giant tuna on the Gulf. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get out and have some fun out there fishing. Glad you could join me.
Coming up, Bob and the crew head down to Louisiana in the USA to visit a small town 2 hours south of New Orleans. They'll be fishing about 50 miles off the shores of Grand Isle for yellowfin tuna. With tournament angler Gary Yamamoto and Captain Lee Ivor guiding the boat and cooking a traditional crawfish dinner, it's sure to be a true real fishing adventure, Mardi Gras style.
Here comes. Whoa! Could be a world record.
You gotta love it.
All right. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
Oh, man. Way to size that one. Oh, there you got it. Yeah. That is so cool. Oh, yeah. That is a monster.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Azumi.
All right. Oh, man. Woo-hoo-wee. That was pretty cool. Oh,
I got one! A Slavosaurus!
okay. Oh.
Man, that's a good
There
fish.
it is. Oh, yeah. Good one. Whoa. Here he comes. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. This is what open fishing is all about, right? 16 pounds. Hey, look at there.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, Ontario, More to Discover, and Tim Hortons.
Hey, folks, that's what I call real fishing. The Gulf of Mexico is some of the best tuna fishing around, so when my friend and tournament angler Gary Yamamoto and his wife Beverly asked my brother Wayne and I to come down to go fishing with them, I didn't hesitate. But before we headed out fishing, I had to do a little historic research on the town of New Orleans. Most of us know of New Orleans because of one thing, Mardi Gras. Unfortunately, we weren't able to come down during the festival, but I decided to take it upon myself to head down to Bourbon Street to imagine what Mardi Gras would be like. After all that walking, we headed back to Gary and Beverly's for a traditional crawfish dinner. And can you believe it? They made me slave over the hot pot all by myself. Okay, maybe I took a break to play with Bella, a baby chihuahua, but then it was right down to business. Well, last night we went out and did our bait hunting, and, well, actually the boys did it the night before. We caught some bait as well. We're talking about croakers and pinfish. We're catching them right here off the dock, and there's a bunch in here. We're talking some pretty good-sized bait for these tuna. Whoops, get back in there, guy. Pretty good-sized bait for these tuna, and you know, they've got the setup here with aerated tanks. So fresh bait, they say that's the key for catching these tuna down on these big deep water humps. Another beautiful day in paradise here out in the Gulf of Mexico. You know, you run for 2.5 hours straight southeast, and next thing you know, you come across this little hump out in the middle of nowhere, and it's got boats all over it. We're talking the Honey Hole.
Coming up.
What is hell here in the Gulf? Oh, it just broke!
Chevrolet. When you're the #1 selling brand in Canada, you rock the nation. With more power, more fuel efficiency, more dependability, and more utility. Plus, get the Silverado Special Edition Crew, now with $1,000 worth of extras on us. The Rock the Nation event is back and rocking.
Coleman promised.
Coleman promised to light my way.
Coleman has been making reliable lanterns for over 100 years.
Coleman promised me shelter from the storm.
Only Coleman makes tents with a WeatherTech system to keep you dry, guaranteed.
Coleman promised to get me through the night.
The double lock valve guarantees our beds won't leak.
Coleman promised to keep things cool.
The extreme cooler that keeps ice for 5 days in temperatures up to 32 degrees Celsius.
That's cool.
Coleman promised.
At Coleman, we keep our promises for the past 100 years and the next.
You might tighten it up a little bit now. He's had it for quite a while.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay, tighten it up, yeah.
Little guy. There it is, right there. Shark.
Oh, no.
What kind of shark you think that is anyway, Lee? Blacktip? Darn.
Oh, you might have got into trouble now. He's mad.
I don't know. I can move it.
He's not mad. He's just a little guy. Oh, maybe it's bigger than you thought.
I can move it. I'm bringing it up, so I don't know. Come on up here.
Doesn't seem like a tuna.
Come on up here, baby. There's the weight.
I don't even see the fish. Must be a shark. Yeah,
shark. He's gone. They cut themselves off automatically.
No dinner, no dinner.
Get the shark out of the lake so we can get some food. I don't think this one. Whoa. Whoa.
No, it's not a shark. It's a blackfin.
Wow.
It's a blackfin. Wait. Let her get something.
What do you got over there, Gary?
A little blackfin.
All right.
How did I get into the show again?
Okay, so Gary, you got the blackfin.
Well, get that. You need a net, man.
All right. You know, it's just so much fun out here. So many fish. All right.
What is it, blackfin?
Yeah. Good stuff. All right.
Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View. Sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. When the fishing is tough, you'll often hear the expression, "they're conditioned." Actually, this one-track mind behavior is a built-in survival technique that all fish possess. You see it most in feeding behavior. Steelhead-taking salmon eggs become so fixated they ignore other more substantial forage, themselves equally conditioned. It takes the real thing, or a close copy, to turn fish while anything else is ignored. In time, size and color become important. We experimented with bass by tossing them a few dew worms before fishing. After a few minutes of this, they flatly refused a number of proven lures, including a worm in the wrong color. It took a brown worm falling at the proper rate to draw a strike. On pressured waters, fish become negatively conditioned against certain baits, techniques, and boat traffic. We hate to say it, but it's most prevalent where catch and release is common practice. Problem is, we humans are just as easily conditioned. We find things that work for us, then carry on with closed-minded optimism. Frequently, it's a matter of over-finessing the fish. That's why first-time anglers do well with crude tackle. It's also why the visiting angler with a radically different set of rules can fish circles around the locals. Bottom line is you have to stay one step ahead of the crowd, and more importantly, yourself. When we return, all hands on deck for a tuna fight of a lifetime.
What do you got going on there?
There's something new at the top of the food chain. The world's first supercharged four-stroke outboard, and the only power system of its kind anywhere. The revolutionary Mercury Verado. From whole shot to top end, it delivers unmatched power and acceleration, all in the quietest outboard ever built. See why all other outboards are history. Mercury Verado. Take charge. Bomber. The one and only.
Okay, Gary, why southern Louisiana? We're talking from bait manufacturer to beef entrepreneur with the best beef in the world to saltwater fishing?
Oh, I grew up, and this is basically the childhood reminiscing of fishing in Hawaii.
Oh, okay, so you saltwater fished in Hawaii then in your younger years?
Oh yeah, all through my life, and that's how I learned how to fish. And whether you're fishing saltwater or freshwater, you still got some basic things like selection of bait.
So the fishing down here is quite good then?
I think it's the best in the world.
Well, I noticed you got 3 boats here. It must be pretty good. Why would you keep 3 boats? All right, let's get back to some more of that real fishing out there.
Oh, there's one there. There's one.
That's more sharky.
Shark type.
Yeah. Oh. 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 Marlo, what do you got going on there? No, I think it's just right him getting it.
Lee, I think you gotta let it loose.
I don't know if I got a shark on or a tuna.
It's probably a tuna. There's schools that come by, and this is 2 of them.
They travel in schools, eh, Gary?
Yeah. Bob, you should have had this one. It would have been all over. Oh, no! Lee, I think we're going to have to let loose. But Bob's got to bring that one up quickly.
I'm working on it. Oh, man. Oh.
What happened?
It broke off.
can't believe you're breaking too long.
Well, you feel like a big one. You want the belt on, Gary?
Nah, I don't use the bill.
Oh, man. You know what? I got the enjoyment out of that without seeing it. just enough of a fight. Probably about real time, maybe 5 minutes.
How is it that I gotta catch all the food?
You know how famous he is? Look at paparazzi following him everywhere he goes. Helicopters.
That's Mr. President.
Gulf ocean freighters, they all follow him wherever he goes. You get sometimes double headers on sharks?
I don't know.
No.
I'm gonna cheat, you know.
This is not sport.
This is not sportsman.
This is a boat fisherman.
I get enough bruises.
One of the I'd say top 5 hardest fighting fish in the world would be tuna. And this is one of the reasons I don't, though. They stay deep. And Gary, you're not even moving it right now, are you?
No. Geez. Lee, I think you better go up above him. See, we had to turn the engines on and chase this little guy.
So, see, this is how it works, okay? You got to realize that Gary fishes Bassmaster and FLW, professional bass tournaments, all over the United States. Takes up a lot of time. So what he has is this house. Him and Beverly come down to Louisiana for a break to catch meat. You know these guys of Asian descent, they like their sushi.
I wonder who ate all the sushi the other night.
We have been eating,
I thought the Canadian people.
We have been eating like you wouldn't believe, like kings last couple of nights. Eating seared tuna steak, crawdads. Ate 25 pounds of crawdads. Now, if you've never had crawdads down here in Cajun country, well, this is a product of crawdad country right here. Lee has been weaned on crawdads. Ever since you're a little baby, they fed you crawdads, didn't they? Yes, sir. Well, say we've been going on. Gary's been fighting this fish. Real time, what? 20 minutes? 25 minutes? I don't know. It's amazing that a 5-pound fish can fight this hard. Hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back while Gary tries to land this baby.
This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman.
Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Whoa. He came off. That's an amateur move right there. You know, you see all these tournament guys always trying to lift the fish aboard. Well, I just did, and that was dumb because I pulled the hook right out of its mouth, and I could have had that fish if I just netted or put my hand under and gently lifted him up. So, tip of the day, next time you get a decent fish on, hey, get down in the water and pull it out instead of trying to use your rod and line. Been working out a little bit too much lately. Here, right through the drive-thrus.
Stay tuned to see if Gary can wrestle his tuna in.
Oh, there he is. Oh no, he came up backwards.
Uh-oh.
Watch out.
There is a place where people still care about real quality and innovation, where ideas aren't limited to an 8-hour clock. Performance is measured by your total satisfaction, and attention to detail is a celebrated way of life. Welcome to the Ranger family. Real people, real commitments, and boats that are literally legendary.
Hi, I'm Bob Azumi. After a day fishing, there's nothing like spending time enjoying a beautiful summer evening with my family and friends. And I won't let mosquitoes stop us from enjoying the fun. That's why I trust new Off Mosquito Lamp. The Off Mosquito Lamp uses a unique heat-activated pad that kills mosquitoes on an average-sized patio. I've always trusted Off to protect me when I'm fishing. Now Off gives me the protection I need for outdoor entertaining too. Off is effective protection you can trust.
You're watching The Real Fishing Show with Bob Azumi.
I've seen 40-pounders fight this hard too, haven't you? No?
If this is a 40-pounder, I'll eat the whole thing.
Okay. Gary, I see there's an oil rig in the background there. Is that welded?
Yeah, that one's in the deep water. There's deep water all around that oil rig.
Basically, all these boats that came out here are fishing this one hump, though, aren't
One
they?
hump, yeah. And I guess the tuna just goes back and forth around the hump.
So we're talking about 200 feet of water on top and like 600 feet all around it?
I think that side's deeper.
Even more than 600?
Well, 600 feet.
600?
This side slopes a little more gradual, I think.
So what we did, folks, we anchored up this morning and started chumming, put out 4 lines with all the live bait that we caught right at Gary's dock back up in the coast. So it's pretty cool. We're using bait that we caught last night, yesterday during the day, and you know, you say the live bait works better than the dead bait, does it?
Well, how many of those boats broke loose to fight a fish?
Yeah,
None. None.
No, they're just catching a lot of shark, they said on the radio, which shark will hit a lot of that dead bait.
Yeah, when you're chumming the dead bait. We chum very little of the dead bait just to get the scent going.
You'll even throw a handful of live bait out there, won't you, every now and then?
But we don't want to tell everybody the secrets now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but
you better cut all that stuff out. You know, this is our secret, that we come out here and catch these big ones. And
now, you've got a lot of big tuna out here, haven't you?
This year we've done very well.
And the bigger ones have a better fat content for eating too, right?
Oh yeah, it's delicious.
It is sheer brute force, isn't it?
He's not moving. He's just holding there. And unless you move him a little bit to get him excited, he's going to keep you down there for hours.
Yeah, because even the sheer weight of the fish sitting there, and then they're so powerful to boot.
Yeah, the drag that we're fighting with is probably 20 pounds.
Right.
So how can you move a 150-pound fish, or even a 100-pound fish?
Oh, no. I said that it might be a 40-pounder. He's talking 100 pounds plus now.
I said I'd eat a 40-pounder if it was a 40-pounder.
Oh, you'll eat a 40.
If I can bring this up in an hour, 15 minutes, I think we're doing well. Oh, there he is! Oh no, he came up backwards.
Uh-oh. Oh, wow, nice yellowfin. How'd you get it up so quick?
I drowned him.
Wow. Wow. Okay. I guess this is not 40 pounds, folks. This is bigger.
We tail wrapped him. That's what we did. We drowned him.
Well, that's good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Gary Yamamoto has roped a few beef in his life, and we're watching him now rope a yellowfin tuna. Gary, all right. Yes,
I'm not going to eat the whole thing.
No. How big do you think that fish is, guys?
He's a fat fish, 150.
150, 170 pounds. We're talking a big fat one.
This is a good one.
Yeah?
This is high dollar meat.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we've had a wonderful day out here, and well, it's just after 12. We did, how many miles out here are we?
We're about 50 miles out.
50 miles offshore.
About 2 hours worth.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we took our time coming here. We're still averaging, what, 30-plus mile an hour, right?
Just about 30.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, this is a lot of fun. Now, Beverly, Gary's wife, presented me with this bait last night. It's a secret bait they've been working on, and it's the new crocodile series. It's more of a flipping bait for largemouth bass. Part of the new Jelly Belly series of gummy baits. And I bet you the next tournament, you're probably going to be flipping this for largemouth, probably in the thick cover. What do you think?
No, probably not in thick cover, but we'll be flipping that thing.
You know, I think it's too big, though, so...
You're going to shorten it a little bit?
Just, you know, cut it a bit. That's a good tip for you folks. If you're using too big a bait, trim it back a bit.
He's good.
What a trip. In fact, the only way to describe it is... Wow! I feel good. I knew that I would. I feel good. I knew that I would. So good. So good. I got you. The Gulf of Mexico is home to some big tuna. If you ever want to come down to the Gulf to fish, check out Bridgeside Cabins and Marina on Grand Isle, Louisiana. Owners Doty and Buggy Vegas can set you up with everything from lodging to boats to tackle. We'll see you next week right here for some more real fishing. We shot this show a few months before Hurricane Katrina hit the southern coast of the United States. Our heartfelt thoughts are out to all of the victims and families that were affected by this natural disaster. Oh, wow. I'm going like, I'm coming with you, right? That is a fish of a lifetime. Whoa. Well, that is just amazing. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Wow. That was too cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah.